As we prepare for Shavuos, this week's parsha sets us up properly and perfectly to work on the most important midah in order to be able to get the Torah in the best way. And that's right away in the beginning of the parsha. The pasuk says, "Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe Bamidbar Sinai ba'ol moed b'chad hachodesh hasheni b'shana hashenis v'tzeisa me'eretz Mitzrayim le'mor." The Torah tells us that we're in the Midbar, a year after Bnei Yisrael left Mitzrayim, Rosh Chodesh Iyar. We're after the time that the Torah was given. And the Medrash says, what's the significance of Midbar Sinai? And the Medrash says, comes to teach us that the Torah was given specifically, wants to stress, even though this is after Matan Torah, to stress that the Torah was given in the Midbar. It was given in the desert. That's a big part. It says it was given with fire, it was given with water, but it was given in the Midbar. What's significant about the Torah being given in the desert? Shekol mi she'eno osa atzmo kimidbar hefker. Anyone who doesn't make himself hefker, open to all, like a desert, eno yachol liknos es hachachma v'atorah. It's impossible for them to be able to receive the Torah. One of the key ingredients in acquiring chachma, acquiring wisdom, getting the Torah, is the character trait of anivus, humility. That's why some point out that the gematria of Sinai and anava is the same, because humility is a key component in being able to go ahead and get the Torah. The Balaturim on here, on the pasuk, also points out that beforehand, at the end of Parshas of Sefer Vayikra, the Torah says, Eila HaMitzvos, and the next thing is that the Torah is given in Midbar Sinai to show you that the only way you could really fulfill the mitzvos, learn the Torah, is with the attribute of humility. And the Matnos Kahuna, on the commentary on the Medrash, he speaks it out a little more, and he says, Shafov Anav Lilmod Mikol V'Lamid L'Kol, that the only way a person can actually get the Torah if he has humility, and therefore he's able to learn from everyone and teach everyone. Right? If someone feels that he's so special, he knows a lot, he's accomplished a lot, and then some guy wants to teach him something, he's like, who are you to teach me? If anything, I should be teaching you. Right? I can't go ahead and learn from every individual because I don't value every individual. I feel I have a lot and I know a lot. But if you're humble, then you're able to learn from anyone. And that's what the Mishnah says in Pirkei Avos. Ezehu chacham, who's a wise man? Someone who's able to be lomed mikol adam. He can learn from anyone. So humility allows someone to learn from everyone. And, like he adds, it also to teach everyone. There's a mitzvah, part of the mitzvah of Talmud Torah is to learn and to teach. Someone who learns and doesn't teach has not fulfilled the mitzvah of learning Torah, because it's to learn and to teach. So you have to teach people. But if I feel that, I'm such a high person, such a great person, like I only can teach great people. I only can teach people that are going to be able to appreciate everything that I have to give them. So then I'm not going to teach everyone, and I will be lacking in my ability to teach. So the Matnas Kuna explains that in order to be able to learn from everyone and to teach everyone, I have to be able to embody the character trait, the midah of humility, of anivus. And the Medrash tells us that at the time of Matan Torah, there were many mountains that wanted the Torah to be given on it. Har Tavor, Har Carmel, two great, magnificent mountains. The Medrash says that those mountains actually were uplifted, uprooted, and brought to Har Sinai. And it was there, ready to get the Torah. And Hashem said, goodbye, get out of here. You're too big, you're too fancy. Torah's not being given on you, it's going to be given on Har Sinai. Why did Hashem have to make such a spectacle? Just go give it on Har Sinai. Why did the mountains have to come to Har Sinai and then go back? It was to show that Davka, specifically the Torah is not being given on those mountains. The mountain was going to be given on small, low, humble Har Sinai. And Moshe Rabbeinu, right? We know Moshe was the greatest teacher, greatest student, right? It all came from him. The only midah, the only character trait we hear about in the entire Torah is how he was an anav mikol adam. He was humble from all people. probably had other good character traits as well, but the Torah doesn't speak about that. Anivus, humility is the key component for us to be able to go ahead and get the Torah and be able to transmit the Torah in the best way. I mentioned once, the Reishis Chachma says that it's very important that we daven to Hashem in our Shmona Esrei, that we should be humble people. We should daven for humility, not just to work on humility. We'll speak about that in a moment. We should daven for it. And Reb Chaim Kanievsky says, where should you daven? Where in the Shmona Esrei should we add in, Hashem, please make me humble. Help me become a humble human being. And he says, Reb Chaim Kanievsky says, it's in the bracha v'tachonin la'adam das. In that bracha that we are asking Hashem, Chanenu me'itcha de'a bina, Hashem, give me wisdom. There. That's what we're supposed to add in, and please help me become humble. Help me work on my humility so that I could learn from everyone and I could go ahead and have no barriers in my learning. Yes, we could admit that someone else knows something that I don't. It's possible. Okay? When we fight with our chavrusa, are we fighting because I want to show him that I know how to learn and I know something that he doesn't, or I'm faster or quicker, or I cheated down the steps over there and looked something up and now I want to show him how much I know? Is that what I'm trying to do? Or no, I could learn from my chavrusa. I could be humble. Why are we fighting? So there's a little bit of our gaiva, the haughtiness, creeping into our chavrusa, into our learning. Is the reason we're sitting in the Beis Medrash late at night when no one's around, and there's no reason to learn. No one's around, so there's no reason to learn here. So I have to make sure people come. Oh, now I'm going to start learning. Is that why we're learning? To show other people that we're learning late at night? That we're here early in the morning? Or we're here because even if no one would be here, I'd want to learn. We have to work on our humility. And the more humble we are, the more we're able to learn Torah. And there's a very deep reason involved. I gave some practical reasons. That we could admit other people know more than us. We could learn from every person. We could teach every person. But it's even deeper than that. Because really, the Torah is the divine wisdom. Chanenu me'itecha, from within you, Hashem. It's getting to know Hashem. The whole idea of learning Torah is to get close to Hashem, to develop a relationship with Hashem. It's not just an intellectual exercise to try to amass great amounts of knowledge. We want to connect to Hashem through our learning. So how do you connect to Hashem if you're Baal Gaiva, if you're someone that holds of yourself and doesn't allow other people into your world? How are you to connect to other people? How am I able to connect to Hashem and become one with Hashem if I'm all about myself? So if we really, not just want to learn more, but we want to really get what Torah is all about, to connect to Hashem, so then we have to be humble, like the Gemara says, that Hashem says, that Ein v'ani the lashon of Baal Gaiva is dar b'makom echad. I can't live with a Baal Gaiva. We can't be one. We can't connect and have that relationship unless we have the midah of anivus, of humility. So let's give some practical tips as we embark on our week before Shavuos. What can we do now for the next week to make ourselves more humble and hopefully take that further? So the first tip is given by the Ian Yaakov, of Yaakov Mecklenburg, in his, at the end of his parish on Shmona Esrei, on the words, V'nafshi ka'afar l'kol tiyeh, we daven to Hashem that we should be like the dust to everyone. He says that we have to realize that just because I've accomplished something, now you're allowed to feel good about yourself when you accomplish something. But just because I accomplished something, I have something more than another person, is not indicative of me being greater than him. For all I know, the way that I'm wired, the way that Hashem created me, the circumstances that I have in my life, the teachers that I have, the place where I'm learning, whatever it is, allowed me to be successful. Yes, okay, I have to put my hard work also, but there are other elements to what allows me to be successful. That person wasn't wired the same way. That person didn't have the same opportunities. That person has different nisyonos, he has trials that I don't have. So maybe he's even greater than I am. We have to learn to value every person. Sometimes it takes effort to think about that, but we have to realize that just because I accomplished something more than another person does not mean that that other person isn't greater than I am. Next, we should look for tochacha, for feedback, criticism. It's one of the 48 ways. Okay? Someone could say something to me and say, you could do this, or you could do that, and I don't automatically be defensive. Someone who's haughty, right away, he's going to push back. Because, what do you mean? You're lowering me. That's okay. You can say something. I can learn from everyone. We try to be less defensive. Practice gratitude. Someone who's able to say thank you and appreciate what other people have done for you. An amazing tool in becoming more humble. Because we all are dependent on others. We all gain from so many other people. So if we're able to recognize that, it's hard to say sometimes, right? It's easy to just say please and thank you. But it's hard to actually say, I was lacking this and you were able to fill my need. That's proper gratitude. Not just manners. That's a hard thing to do. But the more you do that, the more you build the humility for me to recognize that. And to do certain acts when no one's seeing. Right? You do an act of chesed, no one's looking, and you give the person the money, you go shopping for the person, no one knows who you did it for. You learn in a place where no one knows that you're learning. You drop a thank you note to someone, in general, anonymous. It's not just about, they're going to say I'm a tzaddik now because I did this and that. We do things anonymously because it's the right thing to do. It's not easy. I'm not going to get the recognition, but I can work on my humility. So valuing people, practicing our gratitude, accepting feedback, and engaging in silent acts of kindness or learning are all ways for us to develop our anivas, but we can't forget also to daven for it. In the bracha v'atachonein, that's a spot to daven to Hashem to help us with our humility, and Bezrat Hashem, if we're able to work on this, we'll really be able to not just learn a lot more, accept the Torah in the way that it's supposed to be given, but we'll also be able to connect to Hashem through our learning of Torah and be able to get that amazing relationship with Him. Shavua Tov.